Alright, so it's another beautiful sunny day here in the Florida sunshine. We're going to actually do some work to the wife's Explorer. Nothing crazy, just going to install her dash cam, and we're going to go ahead and put on her 3-bar map sensor, and we're going to install the tune, which is on an SCT X4 from Brew City Boost. So let's start with the goodies here. We got a dash cam black box 1080p G1W CB, and it needs a 32 gigabyte SD, so we'll get that rocking and rolling. This is the XSP's 3-bar map sensor that we've got to put on top of the intake, and then of course the SCT X4. So we'll get rock and rolling. Alright, so that is the sensor that needs to be replaced there, and then just put the tune on. If you're not, oh god, this thing does need to be cleaned. Look how bad. Everything's turning brown, dirt, even the Ecoboost billet. If you're not familiar, we do make and sell these Ecoboost tie downs, and this is the M Design carbon fiber air intake for this car. The only thing else that's done is I've got the blow off valves vented to atmosphere, and I put the Punisher logo on there because I had one sitting in the garage. Let's take this thing around the block, see what it does without the tune and 3-bar on it. Now remember, this is wifey's mom mobile, so it's not intended to be a race car by any stretch of the imagination. But by the same token, it is all-wheel drive, twin turbo, 3.5 liter, and I like to mess with stuff, so I can't leave nothing alone, I've been told. So let's see what the old gal's got. So this Explorer's already got 27,000 miles on it. We've been enjoying it quite a bit, and for the family, it's a perfect ride. We've got the 3rd row seating. The kids can crawl all the way in the back there, and it's been a really good family ride for us. We may wind up trying to upgrade to a ruby red one at some point in the future, which is what we intended on buying when we went to the dealership originally. That's the one that we had found and had been negotiating and talking to the dealership about buying, and unfortunately the vehicle sold like as we were pulling in. The new owners were pulling out of the dealership with it. So such is life sometimes, and we got the short end of the stick on that deal. But it allowed for us to get an even better deal on the silver one because they sold that one essentially out from under us. So alright, so traffic's pretty good, pretty open. Let's see what this old guy does here. So pretty quick, 0 to 60. Probably like 10 to 60, but you get the idea. So we will go back and throw on the 3-bar map sensor and the custom tune, and we'll redo that. Okay, so this is the sensor here. Just a couple of tools. Obviously, first you need the sensor, right? The 3-bar map sensor. I prefer to use the Torx bit. This, I believe, is a T20 on a 3/8 drive. I do keep a magnet around for just in case with little stuff like this, if I don't want to drop it, try and catch it. But that's essentially it. Once I get that removed, I'll use the, depending on how tight these are in, sometimes you'll have to use a upholstery removal, trim removal tool. but this is literally the easiest install slash removal that you'll ever do. So, one single bolt. Easy peasy. Okay, now you've just got this one clip to push and remove, and that's that. And looks like this one's going to come right up without the interior removal tool, but if you needed to use it, you would just kind of slide it here and then work your way around, and you want to pop that up. So even though it's got 2 holes on the sensor, it's only got 1 hole on the intake manifold. So we will swap this for the 3-bar. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this is the 3-bar CX2231 AA5Z9F479B. I believe this was, and I've got the OEM sticker on here that goes on the sensor that I pull out. And so if you look, the part numbers are just ever so slightly different. One has CA and one has AB. So, oh, and then 6847 versus 6848. So that's really the only differences. Stick the 3-bar down in. Simple little T20 back in. Just go to tight, and then like maybe, you know, 1/8 of a turn. It's good, it's strong. And then plug your sensor back in. That's next. We're gonna do the dash cam. But anyway, so SCT X4, it's got an OBD2 dongle on it. You just have to get up underneath here. It's gonna be right by your hood latch, down here at the footwell, and plug her in. Okay, once it's plugged in, we're going to turn the car without pushing your foot on the brake to the on position. We're going to select to program the vehicle, continue, turn key on, it's on. Now, I've got a couple different tunes in here. This is Brew City Boost 93. This is our 2nd revision, I believe, and 3-bar. So we're putting the 3-bar tune in. That's the one we're going to load. Stock. I'm not making any revisions to this, so we're just going to approve that. Custom tune with default options, continue. Turn the key to the off position. Turn the key to the on position. Do not start the engine. So what it's going to do is going to write the existing program for Ford, the stock data. It's going to write it to the SCT X4 here. And then what it's going to do is going to take the data that Brew City Boost sent us and put it on the truck. And then if you ever need to change it back to stock, you're able to do so. Now you'll see sometimes people talking about married versus unmarried. If you were to just have your tune in the vehicle and then sell the programmer and not put the tune back to stock, it tears this up, it bricks it. It's married, it's you know, it's basically an unfavorable part at that point. You would need to send it into SCT to have them unmarry it, which I believe you can have done for a fee. But just be smart about it. Don't leave your tune in something. And it looks like the mail lady's coming, so we might be able to do some mail here in a few minutes when she's done. Said turn key on, unlocking processor, setting up processor. But yeah, we might be able to do some mail. We've got some stuff. I think we've got something coming from BMR today. It's a nice cold day here in Florida, can you tell? Okay, so now it's going to be downloading the tune. So we'll let that go. And while we're doing that, I'll start unboxing the dash cam. So it's up to 11% and climbing. Nice little piece. Looks like I'll be able to stick it up behind the mirror pretty easily. Get the screen protectors off of there. Whoop, sticking to me, bud. So this does require the micro SD, so that's there. I did buy this. I was gonna buy it off Amazon, but you know what? I wound up finding one at Target last night, and they were only like $1 more than they were at Amazon, and I didn't want to wait. Even though I'm a Prime member, it would have been here, you know, in one day or whatever. I just figured I'd grab it. So SD card goes in. Looks like this is just the USB cord, so I'm guessing this is how you get the data from the camera up to your computer when you need to upload it. Actually, maybe this is, because this looks like an HDMI cord, so you can do probably either HDMI or USB, either way, I'm guessing. This looks like the power cord that we'll use. It goes into the cigarette lighter. Now we're going to go ahead and use the cigarette lighter option for this one. My wife does use her cell phone charger, but we've got multiple USB ports in the truck, so we're going to opt to use the cigarette lighter spot. Maybe. Okay, looks like the plastic came off of the wiring, so let's back that off. There we go. Alright, so looks like we got plenty of wire, so if we want to hardwire it later at some point, which I'm 100% a fan of. Cleanliness is godliness, even though my wife doesn't believe that in regards to taking care of a truck. But that's partly my fault. I'm usually the one who takes care of it, and I've been slacking, so it's the least I could do for the wife. She does so much for our family. The least I could do is take care of her truck for her, and I've not been doing so. So with that being said, maybe when we're done doing this stuff today, I will wash her car. So we'll plug that bad boy into the cigarette lighter, and just for the sake of the video and making sure everything works, we are not going to hide and be fancy with our wiring currently. We are, however, going to try and power this bad boy up. So obviously the car is tuning currently, so it's not going to power up. Oh, make a liar out of me. Look at that. It powered right up. Oh, fancy. Oh, you fancy now. Very cool. So it powered right up. Well, let's finish putting... Alright, so looks like it's got a clip apparatus here that's going to slide into this little fella. Oh, and thank God for air conditioning. Okay, so that's installed. Bazinga. Looks like it's got another little plastic guy there. So we want this to be something up there. Download complete. Turn key off. Click done, and we're done. So let's start the deal, make sure everything went okay. All's good in the hood. Cool. So we are live with that. Now let's see. Let's power up our dash cam. Where the heck did the cord? There we go. There we go, look at that. Let's see if we can, I'm not a fan of this piece here. I want that to fold down. This piece is kind of interfering. There we go. I guess it'll move. I guess it won't be too bad of a... Oh, you know what? Look at that. I think this needs to be tightened. Ah, si, senor. Okay. Yes, alright, so that tightens it on that ball. So this is the first time I've used one of these hitch and ball mounts like that. So let's get it in place and then I'll tighten it down. Let's see, can we get it to go? Or not. Don't do that. Okay. So let's change the direction. That looks good. Now let's set the rear view here. Alright, so that's better. We've got the rear view set and in place. We've got that set and in place, and it doesn't affect one another if you're adjusting this. I could still probably move this over a little bit, and we'll probably tinker with it as we, you know, are using it and trying it and whatnot. And again, ideally, this wire I would get run up here, run it down the A-pillar, and then maybe come out around here to excuse me, to the cigarette lighter. So we'll work on that as well, but for the time being I think that that is going to do it for us as far as the install of that. Let's take this bad boy around the block and see how he does with the 3-bar tune, 3-bar and tune rather. Okay. Same thing we did before. She's much swifter. You can feel the truck really starting to build boost. Now, I didn't turn any of the nannies off, but if you turn the nannies off, she'll scald the tires pretty good, and I'm sure that it would pick up even quicker a little bit if you can get it to not spin, because you could tell that it was starting to, at the beginning when you accelerate, it's definitely doing the nannies. Like, you could tell it's not putting all the power in, and then all of a sudden all the power comes on. So let's go and see. Driver assist, traction control off. And my neighbors loathe me because I always do this little track right here when we're just making sure everything's running and driving good after mod parties and stuff like that. And I'm always so we picked up like almost 10 miles an hour in that same little stretch. Didn't spin though, so that's good. Alright, so we did get some mail. ELF Global Sales, Ponte Vedra, Florida. So this is, I ordered a bunch of stuff off of Amazon, and I'm gonna bet that this is gonna be the fabric dye pen. Yes it is. So Fabric Mate chisel tip. So what I bought was a fabric dye pin. I'm going to test it on a set of threads in the door panel to see what it looks like. I've seen a couple guys doing this on the forums, and it'll give you the opportunity to make the interior have a little bit something. So we'll tinker with that, see how it comes out. Stay tuned for that. Student loan bills, we don't care about. National Geographic for the kids. IKEA, ooh, my wife will like that. What we got here, ooh, look at there. Ford. So that is obviously the 2018 Mustang, and this is BMR priority mail. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, so BMR, our good friends over at BMR Suspension out in Tampa. If you're not already following them on social media, I'll drop their information down below. They sent us a nitrous bottle opener so we can rock BMR. It's the adult fidget spinner, see? That's what it actually is. But they've got Dash 4 and Dash 6, and we are running nitrous on Scarlet, and I am a less is more guy, so I did go for the black. So big ups and big thanks to Kelly and Parker at BMR, and we appreciate the support. And obviously I still support you guys in putting it on all of the cars here that come to Parker Performance. That is the spring set that I recommend, and obviously I recommend all the suspension stuff for anybody that's going to drag race and try and get some good 60-foot times. So thanks to you guys, and this will go on the nitrous bottle, so stay tuned. In a future video when we're putting the nitrous kit back in Scarlet, we'll go ahead and get that locked and loaded.
Drop one, and that'll make two. Nigga, take that. That's what ballers do. Say drop one, and that'll make two. Nigga, take that. That's what ballers do. Say you drop one, and that'll make